Hello and welcome back to the Sad Alcoholic Kitchen. My name is Matt. I'm a sad alcoholic, and this is my kitchen. Today we're going to be making pepper steak. Uh, when I first told my wife about this dish, she thought it was just a piece of steak covered in pepper, but that's not what we're making. It's something else entirely. I'm making this for my dad because that's like his favorite thing that my mom used to make, and I like it too. So that's what we're going to go with. Pretty minimal ingredients, but it ends up tasting really good. We got some steak, we got peppers and onion. We goes with a few spices and sauces. Obviously, it's gonna go over a nice bed of rice. It ends up tasting really good, so we're going with that. Why don't we get started? I think it starts with sauteing up all the veggies, so let's go with that. So we're gonna be starting with this marinade. As you can tell, I used way more garlic than I called for because garlic is the greatest thing ever. We're going to slice up our meat and get it all mixed up in there. So we're going to marinate, and as we're doing that, we'll work on chopping up some other things. So we're making this sauce that goes over the meat when it's done cooking, but I didn't have any sriracha to go into the concoction, so I'm going to go with a little bit of this. I'm kind of a hot sauce, aficionado. I got this ginger goat. It's actually really good. All of these other hot sauces that I got were a little too hot to go with it, I think. So I think we'll go with this. It's got a nice flavor, not exactly sriracha, but kind of similar. And we'll see how it goes. Alright, you already know what's up. We're going with the white rice. It puts the rice in the rice cooker, or it gets a burnt pot again, because it's hard to cook rice in a pot for some reason for some people. I should probably plug it in. I only have the one outlet here, so I have to go between the rice cooker, the air fryer, or the microwave. So turn it on. White rice. Beep when it's done. Alright, we got our onions and our peppers cut up. You know, it's kind of funny when I was young and eating this meal. I used to think, man, when I'm older and I can cook on my own, I'm gonna make this meal with no peppers in it. Because when I was a kid, I didn't like a lot of foods. I was pretty picky, but even now, I'm not the biggest fan of peppers. But you know what? It just, the way it turned out is I married a Mexican, and she loves peppers, so I can't, to this day, I can't get rid of them. And you know, it's fine. They add flavor. It's good, but it's not my ultimate picky eater kid fantasy that it could have been. Alright, everything's pretty much ready. We got our meat here. We got our pan. We're going to turn it up. We're going to add our oil to it when it heats up, and then add the meat. And we want this meat to get nice and crusty in the bottom of the pan, but not burnt, because there's a lot of flavor in that crusty bit. So we're going to do that. I'm trying something new and not adding the meat to the pan while I'm recording, because it just kind of sounds like crap. So I'm not going to do that. I'll come back when it is already pretty much all cooked up. Alright, we got our meat cooked up nice and tasty. We added our sauce, we added our onions and our peppers. Still a little high, we're going to turn it on a little bit and go for a nice smooth simmer. So the onions have time to cook and the peppers too. And then we'll get that ready to go with our rice. Alright, we got here the end result. It's a little bit soupy, I guess, right now, but it's okay. Usually we'll add some cornstarch to thicken it up, but I think for what it is, it'll work out pretty well. We got a nice plate of rice here already. There's not quite room on the stove at the moment. We're gonna get a nice big spoonful. Put it over I like to put it over the rice. Some people prefer to put it next to the rice, kind of like a curry, but that's okay. Put it over the rice. Nice. I like a lot of meat. I like a lot of onions, if you didn't know already. We got this going. We're going to mix this all up, and then we'll dig in. Alright, let's go in for the final taste. I already kind of know what it's going to taste like, but can't deprive the audience of a full video. So here we go. We'll take some meat. We're going to get some onion and some pepper at the same time, some rice too. Let's go for it. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. taste of childhood right there. It was pretty good. You know, my mom, you make it, it felt a little salty sometimes. I ended up making it not salty enough. In the future, we'll probably add a little more soy or whatever else. Make it a little more salty. All in all, though, it was very tasty. Um, if you have anything else that you want me to taste or cook in the future, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.